What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
And I was sort of panicking. I was like, oh, what do I do?
And I just say, hi, first name.
The cake this morning.
What happened?
Okay, good to know. I'm probably the opposite. I'm a little bit straightforward.
Yeah.
And I bought a USB charger. I used my Japanese in the conveni and I was super happy with myself. But then I was like, I don't know where I live.
Good day, man. How's it going? 皆さんどうもこんにちは、トイです。今回は外国人の方に日本に来てから一番やらかしたことについていろいろインタビューをしていきたいなと思います。皆さんよくやらかすことってあると思うんですけど、例えば海外旅行とかでやっぱり予期せぬハプニングとかってつきものじゃないですか。僕なんかで言えばオーストラリアに留学してたことがあったんですけど、留学してた時にやらかしたことって言ったらやっぱり予約してた飛行機に間に合わなかったりとか、ホームステイ先の鍵を持っていくのを忘れて野宿するとか、いろいろあったんですけど、日本の文化と海外の文化って全く違うと思うんですよね。実際に日本に住む外国人の方は日本に来てからいろいろ違った文化があるわけじゃないですか。その中でちょっと失敗しちゃったこととかやらかしちゃったことっていうのを今回いろいろ聞いていけたらなと思います。今回の動画では外国人の方は日本のどんなところに驚くのか、どんなところにカルチャーショックを感じるのかということを学べる内容になっているので、今回もぜひぜひ最後まで見ていただければなと思います。So, 今日は Let's get into it. How long have you been in Japan?
I've been here for 2 weeks, a week in Tokyo and a week in Kyoto.
Which is better for you, Tokyo and Kyoto?
For me, Tokyo. I like really big cities, so it was great.
What brought you to Japan this time?
My brother lives here and he's been gone for almost 2 years. I'm visiting him. He's been very lonely. He's been alone during all the holidays, so I'm coming to visit him.
He's be happy, right?
Yeah, I think so.
What is the most biggest culture shock you've ever encountered in Japan?
It's actually a positive culture shock. Everything is very clean. I'm from Brussels. Brussels is a very dirty city.
I wouldn't say that, okay.
There's trash everywhere. There's dog poop everywhere. Even though there's not a lot of trash cans, people don't litter. So that's a really big cultural difference.
Good meaning, okay,
Yeah.
okay. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
I left my change at the conveni a lot when I paid with a machine and it came out. I forgot my change like 3 different times. And then the cashier had to run behind me to give me my change. That was a little bit embarrassing.
That's too difficult though, the system, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's
It was
really complicated, yeah. I feel you, yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Australia.
Australia? I used to live in Australia too.
That's
a
great.
good country, right?
Very hot at the moment, but yeah, that's why I'm here. It's nice and cool.
How long have you been in Japan?
4 weeks at the moment, and I've got 2 more weeks left.
2 more weeks, okay.
That's
So
right.
in total 6 weeks for travel.
That's right.
Okay. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
No, the only mistake I made being here at the moment is I slept through my my train. Like I slept on the train and I went through. And I was sort of panicking. I was like, oh, what do I do? So I went outside and tried to get to the other side to go back. And somebody came up to me and said, did you make a mistake? I said, yeah, sorry. I slept through. And they said, don't worry about it. Just go through to the other side. And it was all fine.
Such a nice people.
Very, very nice people. Very nice people. And beautiful women. Yes.
How long have you been in Japan?
Almost 2 weeks now.
What brought you to Japan this time?
I have to work near Hiroshima.
Hiroshima?
Yeah.
Let's short trip to Kyoto today.
Yeah, it's just a weekend trip. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Would you mind asking what kind of job you do?
I'm an engineer. Yeah.
You must be intelligent, yeah. What is the first impression of Japan?
I think the people are super friendly. It's very safe. People are quite open.
Many people from abroad said the Japanese people is kind of get shy, so difficult to, to have a good relation,
Maybe
communicate.
Depends on where you are in Japan.
Yeah. People in Hiroshima are good.
Perfect. Amazing.
This is my main question. I'm pretty sure you have encountered a culture shock, difficulties along the way. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
I don't think there's mistakes, but it's just the way you address people at work. They say last name son, and I just say hi, first name. They forgive me for that, but
that's really typical Japanese culture. Yeah. What is the biggest culture shock you've ever encountered in Japan?
people are very polite, but to the point they don't dare to say no.
Yeah.
It's okay, I can handle it. They say maybe not, it means absolutely not.
How long have you been in Japan so far?
It's been a week right now. Yeah.
How long are you gonna stay in Japan in total?
2 weeks.
In total, 2 weeks. Yeah.
Total 2 weeks.
What brought you guys to Japan this time? For travel, yeah?
Mostly for travel, yeah.
Pleasure.
I'm pretty sure you guys, have encountered some culture shock ever since you came to Japan. A couple times. What is the biggest culture shock you've ever encountered in Japan?
That's hard. I think it's how the transports are organized. They are so well done. It's super easy, super punctual. I think it's my biggest shock.
What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
The cake this morning.
Oh, this morning? What happened?
Here in Japan, when you leave a cafe, you have to...
Item before leaving the cafe. It was Starbucks, so I wanted to throw the leftover of our cake. It appears that there was just one bin only for liquid, but I threw the cake. Not a big mistake. Just like, yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
No big
too
mistake,
bad.
yeah.
I'm from Auckland, New Zealand.
Auckland, New Zealand. How long have you been in Japan so far?
I've been in Japan nearly 3 weeks.
3 weeks. So this is for travel.
Yeah, mostly, tourism, exactly.
So how is your life in Japan so far?
It's pretty good. The food's pretty insane, and the snow is insane.
Snow.
Hakuba and Nozawa Onsen.
Sounds nice, yeah.
Yeah, really good.
I've never been there though, but
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
I should. Yeah,
Yeah, you
someday.
need to.
Yeah. What is the biggest culture shock you've ever encountered in Japan?
There's no rubbish anywhere.
Oh,
It's so clean.
cleanliness.
Yeah, very clean. And everyone is really orderly. Like they line up in lines on escalators and very polite. Maybe a little polite. Yeah, too polite.
The Japanese people have always two-faced. We have a tendency to sugarcoat what we want to say.
Okay.
Not straightforward.
Okay, good to know. I'm probably the opposite. I'm a little bit straightforward.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I prefer. Yeah. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
Oh, I accidentally wore my shoes into an onsen. Well, not in the water, but just where the changing area is. And someone told me off for that. I didn't really know. It was my first onsen.
Yeah. What is the biggest mistake you've ever made in Japan?
Wow,
What would
that's
you
a
say?
tough one. So there's a few I made when I first got here, just not being prepared. The story that I told a lot of times on my own stuff is when I first came to Japan, the first day, I met somebody I was working with and they took me to my apartment and I put my suitcase down and I was like, I need a USB charger for my phone. So I was like, okay, I'll just walk into the town and I'll buy one. And I, walked into the town, everything's new, everything's exciting. And I bought a USB charger, I used my Japanese in the konbini and I was super happy with myself. But then I was like, I don't know where I live. I don't. Which
that was
way
the
did I
biggest
come
mistake,
from?
yeah?
I could ask where the station was, but I didn't live near the station.
Yeah.
My phone didn't work, so I couldn't Google Maps. I didn't have my address written down, so I just had to kind of walk in circles, bigger and bigger circles, until I was like, oh, I recognize this, and then eventually found my way home. Took like 2 hours.
That was kind of miracle though.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. So that was pretty embarrassing and pretty ridiculous, but that happened to me.
はい、ということでね、今回の振り返りをやっていきたいなと思うんですけど、今回のタイトルにもあったように日本に来てから一番やらかしちゃったことって、まず一見ちょっとネガティブなワードにも聞こえちゃいがちだと思うんですけど、やらかしちゃったことっていうか、要はどういうところに文化の違いを感じたのかっていう、日本と海外の違いを知れるすごい興味深い、内容になったので、個人的にはすごい楽しいインタビューができたかなと思います。今回そのインタビューしていく中で、個人的に一番、やっぱりなってなったのが、補足文化。海外とかだと、多くの国では家に帰ってきてから靴を脱ぐっていう文化がないので、その点日本はやっぱり外と中、室内と室外の差っていうのがしっかりボーダーラインというか境界が引かれてて、靴を脱ぐっていう文化に対してやっぱりカルチャーショックを覚える、外国人の方は多いんじゃないかなと、今回のインタビューを通して改めて感じました。日本っていいなって思いました。このチャンネルでは日本に住む外国人の方に街頭インタビューをしている動画を発信してたり、その街頭インタビューから実際に密着するっていう動画を発信しているので、英語に興味がある方とか、これから英語学習したいなと思ってる方とか、海外文化に興味がある方も学びの多いコンテンツになってるかなと思うので、ぜひぜひチャンネル登録の方よろしくお願いします。Thanks for watching. Bye!